Well, welcome everyone. We are here for International Hospitality Student Day. I'm Deborah Gardner, author, keynote speaker, and your turbocharged host for this epic event, IHSD24 Special Edition, proudly presented by the Grand Valley State University Hospitality and Tourism Management Program from the gorgeous Grand Rapids, Michigan. And we are absolutely ecstatic that you are here. The high schoolers, college students, university students, and any other future hospitality stars from all over the world joining us for this all-day virtual show. And we are absolutely over the moon to have Marsha Flanagan, the president and CEO of the International Association of Exhibitions and Events, joining us here today. So get ready for a deep dive into why you, yes, I'm talking about you, are our future rock stars of the hospitality and tourism world. Marsha is here to spill the beans on exactly what her association is all about and answer that burning question. Does your degree really matter? Spoiler alert. It does, and we're going to prove it. So buckle up, because it's going to be a wild, inspiring, downright thrilling ride with Marsha Flanagan. International Hospitality Student Day. We are thrilled to have Marsha Flanagan on the show. Woohoo! Glad you were here, Marsha.
Hi, Deborah. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. We appreciate it, because I know you're a busy lady, but we are just ecstatic to have you here. I even had the distinct honor to be a presenter for last year's prestigious IAEE Women's Conference, and oh, was that fun.
You rocked it out. You really did. We appreciated you being there. The women really loved you. So thank you.
We totally enjoyed it. And we're going to talk about your association so much more. But first, before we get started, for 20 years plus, you have been a huge event industry advocate and very successful. Was that because of your education background? I know the students want to know. Texas Christian University, Harvard, and the University of Arkansas. Plus, you certainly have a lot of industry certifications too. I mean, wow, is a degree that important?
Well, of course I say yes, but there's lots of career paths you can take. For me, my career path was a bit more traditional, I think, than others, but I will tell you, it was not a smooth start. So when I first started in the industry, I actually was exiting law school. So let's rewind back when I was in graduate school and law school at the University of Arkansas. Loved law school, but didn't perhaps love the concept of maybe being a lawyer the way I thought it would be. So I met with a career counselor, and they introduced me to the concept of a service industry, meaning hotels and jobs like that. And I didn't quite really understand what they were talking about, and provided me with a career plan. It ended up being a master's degree in education, but it specialized in tourism, meeting, and recreation management. So once I received all of those courses and the curriculum from my career counselor, I got super excited, because it did sound like me in a way that I had never thought of before. So then fast forward through my time, my 2 years at University of Arkansas, I did have to conduct a formal internship program in all three of those disciplines. So I was very fortunate to have worked at Visit Fayetteville, and then with the city park there, And then my first internship on the meeting side was actually with Meetings Professionals International, which at that time was Meeting Planners International. And I was hired on full time and spent 15 years there with MPI, and I've been hooked ever since. I started working at a hotel while I was in graduate school, working in the banquets department. And so that's where I really got some of the, hands-on training in the industry back of the house and in service. So, man, it has been such a great, great career path for me. And I guess my passion is I want students to know it can be a very solid and rewarding career path for you as well. There's so many different types of jobs to consider. I mean, I could go on and on.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So in other words, you're right. You had that traditional way of going, and a lot of people, students do. They go to hospitality and tourism management program, which is very, very important. But it's also, like you mentioned, experience. You got into banquets, and it's almost like both are kind of complementary with each other.
I had a faculty member tell me that our industry is like this bowl of spaghetti, and it's all intertwined, and you can enter and exit in so many different ways. And I guess the best advice I tell students is, are you really looking at business events or social events? That's the first fork in the road. The second is, are you really looking to do sales focused activities or operational type activities? And then from there, I think it's easier to kind of help maneuver, because you can be a salesperson but work for an organizer group. You can be an organizer but work for a supplier. It's a little confusing, but at least if you can hone in on the skills you think that you are best at from sales versus ops, that does help out a lot.
Yeah, it does. It does. Good suggestion right there. So let's talk about IAEE. A lot of students are like, what is it? What do you do? Who are the people that are exhibiting? Can you kind of give us an overview of what IAEE is all about?
Sure. So IAEE is the trade association. We will soon be celebrating 100 years of operations in 2028. We were formed to essentially promote the unique value of trade shows and exhibitions as an industry. And so we're a subset of business events, and trade shows and exhibitions can be a standalone product or can be part of a conference. And so many times professionals can plan a complete conference with a trade show or just a trade show. But we represent the entire ecosystem of the trade show industry, meaning all of those that organize trade shows, whether they work for an independent company or a nonprofit company, or the suppliers that supply services like AV companies, service contractors, production companies, technology companies. And so we advocate on behalf of the industry with U.S. and international government officials. We provide professional development opportunities. So we have free webinars, we have activities, we have a certification program, certified in exhibition management. And we provide a community so that you have a professional home to come to and talk to others that do what you do, share best practices, and learn from your peers. In fact, we have a student community, and it's not very expensive to join as a student. So check our website. You'll have those details later. And there's lots of things that we provide for students, including our annual meeting, Expo. I made it my promise that we will not charge students to attend. So this year's event will be in the Los Angeles area. If you're a student anywhere near the West Coast, or not anywhere, if you'd like to attend, it is free for you to attend.
Oh my gosh, that was a golden nugget right there. I think every student should be getting their phone out or getting a pen and paper out and writing your name down and writing the fact that, hey, I have got to check out this organization, because you've got it all planned out for students to just kind of walk right in and receive such great, great information, networking, education, all wrapped up into one. So students out there, I highly recommend, we've got that information at the end of the show, and I want to make sure that they don't miss that. So what you're seeing then, Marsha, is that the events is growing today and in the future. And this is the time for students to really be interested in exhibit and events.
Well, I saw a statistic recently on the Department of Labor website that our industry is actually growing at 8% stronger than other industries. So the job outlook is looking really great. But on the flip side, I also heard another statistic that 75 million boomers will be retiring by 2030. And that equates to something crazy like 10,000 people a day. So I think it's a very exciting time for people who are interested in our industry to really connect with someone that is maybe a boomer age as a mentor or a bit younger, because they've got such great institutional knowledge that they can share with you. They can mentor and shepherd you along the way, and there's going to be so many jobs available.
Oh, that is so key. And we're talking about, at least right now, 6 different generations in our audiences today. But like you said, with the boomers exiting, there's going to be more space available and more jobs to attend to. And we still need jobs filled. So it's not something I would imagine that students need to wait till they graduate, right? They can contact right now and get the experience that they want.
Absolutely. There are lots of internship possibilities, and many companies even have these programs where they hire college students, juniors and seniors, and it's almost like an entry into management positions, almost like the military and like a officer candidate training. So it's very interesting.
Wow, very cool, very cool. Well, okay, and then let's talk about what it's like to be a female leader in your position as president and CEO in particular. According to the 2003, I believe, Women in Hospitality report from the American Hotel and Lodging Association and Pennsylvania State University, women made up 58% of the hospitality workforce, but only 19% in the C-suite roles. Now, what is the industry doing to change that? How can students entering this profession help increase this number? Is there going to be some changes in this area coming soon?
Those statistics you said are pretty on par with the specifics with our membership. And, we felt it was important that we start a women's leadership initiative. You mentioned you spoke at our forum. And it's been, along the way, it's been interesting to talk to females. And we ask the question fairly often, why don't you want to move up? Why don't you want to be a leader? And it's more of the women are saying that it's a choice they've made versus not being able to obtain that position, which that's positive news, right? So it's not that they're not getting a seat at the table. I mean, they're at least being asked if they would like a seat at the table. For me, I take servant leadership very seriously. And for me, and I tell people this story, it was definitely a family decision. I have a husband and 2 children, and we had a Team Flanagan meeting, and I said, listen, this level of responsibility is great, and I take it seriously. And there could be times where I'm not available or I'm traveling. I may miss something important, but I promise not to miss everything important. And we were 100% behind each other on this decision. So I have great support from my husband and my kids. And, there are still times, yes, I feel guilty. The mom guilt is real. But I believe my kids are seeing me as a leader, whether female or male, and I'm hoping I can inspire them to be a leader as well.
Well, with the health and wellness programs that are coming out in our industry, and the Gen Zs are pushing for more of a work-life balance, I mean, it's there. And so I believe everybody is searching how to do this at the same time. But we love our industry. We love what we do. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like you got both, best of two worlds, but it's the balance part. And I know that's going to be expected by the younger generation as they're moving in. And hopefully we can get that balanced out more, because it is important. But what you do is you communicate it. You sit your family down and you say, hey, this is what I do. This is how I do it. And then that way everybody's on the same page.
Well, what I appreciate about the younger generation, I've found that they're great about setting boundaries. There's nothing wrong with setting boundaries and prioritizing your time and being very goal focused. For me, if someone's working 4 hours versus 8 hours, and I look at the outcomes, I look at the goals, the objectives. I mean, it's really about working smarter, not harder. And if you're busy, that doesn't mean productive. And so if you're so busy because you're not focusing on processes or improvement, you're just going to keep working hard and harder. And that is not something that I see that the next generation tolerates very well. And I think it's very refreshing, actually, that they are keen on outcomes and work-life balance.
Very good points. Very good points. And so I appreciate all that wisdom. And those are, again, another golden nuggets. We could talk to you for like an hour today. But I know students are really going to want to ask you this. Looking back to when you were a student and being in their shoes, those that are watching today, what would you have done differently or wish you had known to help propel you faster and further? Was there anything like that you'd like to share?
For me, I was very lucky. Once I was hired on at MPI, I was able to move quite quickly, move up quite quickly in the organization. It was really, I guess, what I wished I would have tried to focus on or knew more about how better to handle then that I did was maybe the whole navigation of having children, because I didn't get married until I was older and didn't have my first child until I was, almost 36. And so it was very different. And so I see younger mothers that struggle with, having to make that change between their work, perhaps, and being a mother. And it really breaks my heart. That's not something that our industry and our jobs, I say jobs, like that's not something that should be an issue. We've got to find a way. Like you said, we're 60% plus female. We've got to find a way to support women in having children. And on the flip side, older women who are caretakers of aging parents, and quite honestly, even men. Okay, so it's not just a female thing, it's men, and paternity leave, and taking care of aging parents. So I think a lot of grace is needed as these new generations are finding ways to work together. Those that are aging out, and the boomers and the younger ones, we have all such unique situations. We've just got to find grace and figure it out.
Yeah. And we're talking. That's a good thing. It's out there and everybody knows it, and there's going to be, and hopefully some students can help with that solution as well. So I totally respect that. It's a hard balance, no doubt. So as we end this portion of the show already, I know that International Hospitality Student Day is our very first annual. So, and I'm sure you've had an opportunity to think about it. What our question is, and the students' question is, what does it mean to you? What does International Hospitality Student Day mean to you?
For me personally, it's a chance to spread the word about our industry and for me to tell you how excited I have been to be a part of it for so many years. If I was asked if I would choose the same career path again, 100% I would not change, and I would stay in this industry. It has given me such great opportunities. I've met wonderful people. I've been able to experience so many things, and I'm telling you, you will not regret choosing the event industry as a career path.
That is so true. It really does make a difference once you experience it. I don't know about you, but there's been times I've been trying to get out of it, and it just
it pulls you back in.
You know, and it's like, it's so hard because, again, you build relationships, the networking, the connections. And if somebody's switching jobs, you know, they're still in the industry, they're just experiencing something else. And this is a very forgiving industry to change jobs within the industry. So I hope that that everybody gets a chance to experience, especially what your journey has been as well. So thank you so much for the opportunity to take you away from a busy day in your role. And I can't even imagine it being really busy, being tugged in different directions, including with family. So this is really very, very, very special. So I know people will want to get in touch with you. So let's put that information out there along with the career opportunities you mentioned.
Yeah, we do have a website landing page that talks about how to get into the industry. There's an actual job posting board. A lot of internships are posted there. So be sure and check it out. My email is listed there. Connect with me on LinkedIn too. I'm happy to help. There is no dumb question that any student can ask me because I've been where you are, and I am so willing to help you. So please, if you have a question, let me know.
Oh, thank you so much. You are such a giving person. And again, the key is we've all probably been in their shoes before, so we understand. Yep. And watching people move around the industry and up the ranks is so exciting. It's like, I knew you when you were a student. So we love to see growth in this industry. And
absolutely.
And we can't thank you enough for all that you do for the industry, and especially for IAEE, a great organization. Anyone that gets an opportunity to work with your organization is truly, truly blessed. So thank you again for joining us. And we look forward to seeing how many of you students are going to be contacting the president and CEO of AEE. I always say that, AEE. I always get tongue twisted. Marsha Flanagan. Stay tuned for more.
Thank you.